Mr. Speaker, I had a lot to say, but after listening to my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I'm not even sure whether I should say anything, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, because, you know, it pleases my heart, Mr. Speaker, when I hear members of the government can come to Parliament and speak the truth based on facts, verifiable fact, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the opposition, they double speak. They come to this house and they make pronouncements. It's the same way they say things say whatever they want, then the next time they go on television and they cry, or they come to this Parliament or go to the press and say something else, forgetting what they said before. And they believe that they can put me under pressure because I told a journalist who, in a particular context, I told him that's not your business. So that's a big story. Philip J. Pierre tell a journalist that's not your business. But I never said to the people of St. Lucia that members of the Labour Party should be publicly flogged. Exactly. I never told them so. I never said that after the custody suite was advertised, the procurement method was clearly defined. When on the signboard that was being built, who was the contractor, I never went to the public and said anything about who the contractor was, Mr. Speaker. I never said so. So go ahead and make your story with, I double speak because I said I never tell a journalist to keep quiet. But that's petty, Mr. Speaker. But let's get to the facts. Sanitary products, Mr. Speaker. When we made the pronouncements on sanitary products, a leading member of the opposition was on the radio, and I have it on my phone, Mr. Speaker, saying that that was the worst policy ever. Not even in Haiti that was happening. The two members of the opposition, I'm sure one was there, I don't know where the other one was. I'm not sure whether he was there. They sat there and they applauded. That was one of the best things said, Mr. Speaker. When the international body called them out and said that that was ridiculous, and we showed, and clips were shown of what really is period poverty, they recanted. And now the leader of the opposition says, if you're doing it, do something good one time. Why didn't you say from the beginning it was a good policy and we should expand it? That is the double speaking. That's the double speaking of the leader of the opposition, and he wants to accuse people of mistruths. He sat there, he applauded. When the other one attacked the commissioner of police, doing a crime, when there was an escalation of crime, they attacked the commissioner of police. Never said anything. But now he will come on television and say he has a solution for crime. Never says anything. Double speaks all the time, Mr. Speaker, and comes and believes that because he can say it with an accent, people will forget it. Sanitary napkins, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the leader of the opposition says that his candidate was right because she said there was no VAT on sanitary napkins in August. And look now, there was VAT on sanitary napkins in August, and now we come in the same August and make it zero return, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just listen to that. Just make that make sense, Mr. Speaker. We are in the Parliament today making sanitary products zero rating without any end date. The last time we did that was 2 years ago, and the end date is August. We are in the same August, but to the leader of the opposition, that's a big point, Mr. Speaker. We're in the same month, we are doing the same thing. That's a big point. A big point, Mr. Speaker. A big point. That is the double speaking, Mr. Speaker, of the opposition, led by its leader, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the leader of the opposition comes and speaks about the 2.5% reduction of VAT. Our position was clear during that time. I have asked him, tell me what items or who benefited from the 200% reduction in VAT. He can never say, but I can tell you and I can list for you 70 items that have benefited from the zero rating of these goods, Mr. Speaker. That's the difference. Tell me, in fact, give me items, give me goods that the price went down when you reduce VAT. But I will tell you 70 items that when we zero rated them, the price went down, Mr. Speaker. That again is the double speaking. Speaks of the health and security levy. There is no health and security levy on food. We've told him so over and over again. Then makes the excuse about exempt goods and says we are helping business people. Listen to the double speaking again. The member for Sufre, she explains clearly what exempt goods means. Exempt goods mean that the merchant, the business pays the VAT, but the consumer does not pay it. That's exempt goods. What the business people were saying, and remember when they were talking about running the country as a business, you remember? Run the country like a business. He's a big businessman. You see what run the country like a business means. He said, the exempt, which we explained, that when goods are exempt, what the business was saying is they have to spread the cost of the VAT on the entire business so that they could, because they cannot claim the exempt VAT, Mr. Speaker. We explained that. When he was the Minister of Commerce, he was written. He did not do it because at the time they wanted the revenue. That's why they didn't do it, because they wanted the revenue. We did it. What the minister is saying is when you exclude, when these goods are exempt and put them zero rated, the consumer will benefit because the business no longer has to pay the VAT on these goods. They can reclaim it now, Mr. Speaker. That's very easy to understand. That is very simple to understand, Mr. Speaker. But no, story, double speaking. Then what does he speak about? We should cap the CIF value, the cost of freight, Mr. Speaker. But that's the same leader of the opposition who is against price control. So when you cap it, how do you know the businessman will pass it over to the consumer? Because you're against price control. But he doesn't say, look at the inflation rates, Mr. Speaker. When he was in government, in 2016, inflation was minus 3.1%. In 2017, inflation was 0.1%. In 2018, inflation was 2.6%. In 2019, inflation was minus 5%. Deflation. In 2020, inflation was minus 1.8%. In 2021, inflation was 2.4%. In 2023, it was 4.5%. And in 2022, it was 6.4%. That is the economy we have to manage. The economy he had to manage suffered from deflation. Prices were going down. A fact. Prices were going down when he was in government. With us, inflation is the highest it has been for decades. That's what we have to manage. And you come and you talk, there is no imported inflation, and because of this and that, Mr. Speaker. That's what we have to manage. We have to manage the highest rate of inflation for decades. That's what we have to manage. And inflation is a word used all over the world. The American elections fought on inflation. The elections in Canada fought on inflation. Every country in the world, inflation is a problem because of the war in Ukraine, etc. Inflation is a problem. But during COVID, there was deflation. Prices went down. So look at management when prices are down and management when prices are going up through no concern, no action that we take, Mr. Speaker. So Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. Inflation, there's no important inflation. Then he speaks about the subsidy on rice and flour. But Mr. Speaker, again, misinformation. I am no economist. My politics is the politics of helping the people of this country. My politics is the politics I learned from my policeman father and my teacher mother. That's my politics. So I claim to be no economist. But I'm going to say to you, Mr. Speaker, ask your economic advisors, what is the meaning of giffen goods? G-I-F-F-E-N. Ask them. And they will tell you that when we subsidize rice and flour, what that means is that the lower income people always benefit, but the higher income people, they graduate, because they no longer buy sugar by the pound, they buy it in packages. They no longer buy rice by the pound, they buy it in packages. They buy a higher quality of rice, Mr. Speaker, because their incomes are increased. So when you speak about the subsidizing of rice and flour doesn't benefit everybody, that is not altogether true. The figures have shown that, Mr. Speaker, the lower income people will continue. In fact, the given goods tells you that the consumption of these basic goods may increase if you allow the price to go up and you don't control it. And that is what the minister is doing, Mr. Speaker, when she subsidizes rice and flour. But again, as usual, you attack it. The leader of the opposition says that he was not invited to any meeting of the electricity bill, Mr. Speaker. On the 6th of April, listen carefully, on the 6th of April, the opposition was invited to a NUC meeting. The NUC meeting dealt with capacity limits and renewable energy pricing. There was a consultation. The members of the opposition did not attend. But he comes here and says he was never invited. He did not attend. On the 6th of April, he did not attend, Mr. Speaker. Then he speaks about the incomes have not gone up. You might tell me the leader of the opposition can come to this house and say incomes have not gone up. You presided over a country for 5 years plus. You never saw it fit to increase the pensions, to ask the NIC to increase the pensions of these people, of the people in Miku South, or the people who used to get $200 a month pension. You sat there, you called them all kind of names. You never saw it fit to increase the pensions, Mr. Speaker. We came into government and looked at it, spoke to the NIC, and increased these pensions. You know what it means for somebody who used to get $200 a month pension, now they get $500. You know what it means to them? You know what it means to them? And you come and you come to this honorable house and you say incomes have not increased. And we're going to increase it more when the NIC can afford. Because every year from then, we have increased pensions by a particular rate as it relates to inflation. We did it 4.9% in 1 year and 3.7% in the other year. In total, 8% increase. It's not enough, but at least it's better than when you were there and you kept it at $200 and you refused to change it. And you tell the people of this country that we do not care about them, Mr. Speaker. Then, Mr. Speaker, listen to something which a tourism minister, somebody who professes to be the guru of tourism, he criticizes people who he say come here to shop. So how do they come here to shop? They walk across the ocean, they walk in the sea. When they come, they just pick up the goods and they walk back. Airport departure taxes, not included. Boarding and lodging, not included. They only come here to buy rice and sugar and they go home. They buy nothing else. They don't go to the restaurants. They don't take taxis, nothing else. That's the guy who's a tourism guru, you know. That's a tourism guru. He doesn't understand the tourism benefit of shopping in the country. Doesn't understand it. Tourism guru does not understand, Mr. Speaker, that is why, and that's why he said, wow, wow, wow. But the facts are there to see, Mr. Speaker. When people come to shop, they don't come to shop by only rice and flour. and go back. So they walk across the ocean, buy rice and flour and go back. They walk from Matix and Lucia, right and go back. They buy other things. But you know, again, misinformation, misleading people. And I'll tell you something. Even if you see? You see? Yeah.
Ridiculous. Seriously?
Marketing campaign. Come to Solutions so you can get nice furniture with discounted and follow them to stay in hotel. Really?
They walk. But they say at your hotel. They say at your hotel. You have anything matic in your hotel. And I forget about you. You see, they have people in your hotel. When they come to St. Lucia to shop, to buy rice, you should tell them, don't come to your hotel.
I'm going to start a new advertising program. I think that's a good idea.
You should tell them not to come to your hotel. That is a double speaking that you have. That's a double speaking. You always want to mislead people. The point I'm making is when there's something called, when people come to the initial shop, even though they buy rice and flour, they buy other things. That's what I'm saying. And they stay in hotels and they shop in restaurants. So I'm saying to you, do not pretend as if they only come here to buy rice, flour, and sugar. That's the point I'm making, Mr. Speaker. But you just said they're buying it. Mr. Speaker, you know, these are the diversions. These are the diversions. I'm not going to go on that track with you. These are the diversions you want, Mr. Speaker. You are self-righteous. You self-righteous. These are your diversions. Trying your best not to stick to the point, diverting people, trying to put people off. But you're not going to put me off. The point I'm making, Mr. Speaker, is that when people come to St. Lucia to shop, no matter where they come from the cruise ship, or they go to Point Seraphin to shop, when they come to St. Lucia to shop, no matter what they shop for, it benefits the people of the country. That's all I'm saying. This is a fact. So, Mr. Speaker, the leader of the opposition, again, fails to tell the country that the reduction of VAT is not only on sanitary products. It was on building materials. Look at, sometime in this country, some days, you cannot get ready mix in this country because of the building boom that's happening in this country. Sometimes you can't get materials, you can't get cement because of the building boom in this country, Mr. Speaker. The investments in this country, there has never been that level of investment in St. Lucia for an entire decade. And I heard that the Grosley police, the police headquarters in Grosley was planned to be built on the exact site by United Workers' Party. Everything they did not do, they would not do. Everything they did not do, they would not do, Mr. Speaker. Look at your record. Go according to your record. You were in government. Look at your record. Look at agriculture. Look at health. And we can stand and we can debate on any topic. And you've seen we are better than you. Any topic. Crime too. We can talk about crime. We can talk about crime, Mr. Speaker. But we're not going to use crime as a political football, Mr. Speaker. We can talk about women's rights. You can talk about how we've improved the lot of women and children in this country. Not only by legislation, but by action. We can talk about it, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to compliment my colleagues for their support. I want to thank them for telling the people of St. Lucia what this government is doing, Mr. Speaker, so they can debunk the double speaking, Mr. Speaker, because what you'll hear on Thursday is a whole lot of double speaking, trying to pacify recklessness, trying to do all kinds of things, Mr. Speaker, because the truth is what will set us free, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you, and I look forward to the other resolutions. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.